Hey folks, how's it going? I messed up, and I want to talk about this a little bit, okay? I found this band, rather a creative project made by this one channel here. I am not asking for any sort of response to this channel. I'm just, letting you know about its existence. And I checked this band out, right? And I was like, oh, kind of interesting art here. And it's kind of like rocky stuff. Sounds like something. Hold on. So when I listened to this, my first thought was, wait a second, it's not rhyming anything. Normally, you rhyme stuff. The singing sounds, pretty okay. Pretty okay. It sounds good. And the instrumental, okay, really ruckusy, kind of almost a Sabaton approach with the lyrics and everything, kind of history stuff. But with Sabaton, they actually rhyme everything, and that's part of what makes it really, really cool. While it has a similar sort of, what is it? Not glam metal, but like, that old school rock aesthetic like Sabaton, okay? But I got a little nervous with the lyrics and everything. And then I checked it out, and as I was looking into this, oh, mind you, at this point I had already commented. I was like, oh, this is really interesting. Didn't really take too much of a look at the art here. A little bit of a muddy metal thing here. But then it said here, single from an upcoming album of the fictional heavy metal band Bloodsteel. And I was like, uh-oh, fictional. Okay. Musical direction and lyrics written by Josh Lab. Okay, so maybe we were just kind of summarizing a history paper, essentially, with what we're doing. Music and vocals by AI. And I was like, oh, shoot. Because here's the thing, guys. Some of you don't even remember, but I did find, I can't find it anymore, a Abracadabra cover by Maury Calliope that was AI generated. I typed that in, and it's just clips of, streams here and everything. I remember what the cover was, when I reacted to it. It was terribly done, absolutely, especially in the singing. And I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. I want to poke fun at this. Same thing with Fuwamoko's covers of stuff. This is nothing we haven't seen before, right? There's plenty of YouTubers and content creators that people have taken their voice stuff and they throw it in a little blender and they, do a cover of, let's see. There was one, Hey There, Delilah cover. Let's see. I think it was H2O. Yeah, H2O Delirious. Someone who I'd heard forever. So let me see. I think this was that, but
Yes, you do. Times Square can't shine as bright as you. I swear it's true.
Hey there, Delilah, don't you worry about the distance. I'm right there if you get lonely. Give this song another listen.
so it's actually really good. Like their voices sound good, just like the other band. They sounded good, okay? But the thing of it is obviously this isn't real people. And that's where I admittedly have problems with all of this AI stuff, right? Other than that, I truly see it as a tool. It's something you can use. I don't know much more than that besides, hey, this is just, it's something you can use for fun. Or, if you're like me, where you want to make a reference sheet for a character or something, and you don't want to Frankenstein's monster a bunch of Google image stuff in order to figure out what someone could look like, you just put some prompts in, make something that generally looks kind of like what you want, and then you send it off to an artist and go, hey, this is what I want drawn. This is just how I want it to be made. So that I can understand. But I also understand that when I reacted to that Abracadabra cover, a few people were quick to be like, I didn't know that you supported AI art. I'm not supporting you anymore. I get where they were coming from, but that is not my position. It's not. It never has been, it never will be. I don't think that there's any skill behind AI art. I'm not going to be one of those people championing, oh, well, it's the way of the future. No, it's not. Literally every technological advancement we've had here has run into its pitfalls. We try to make it run before it can walk. That's how it goes, because people see dollar signs or whatever, a way to fast track their success, and then it burns itself into the ground. That is how I see this AI stuff. And it's also nice that, at least in terms of music and stuff, there was a lot more laws cracking down very quickly as AI generative music stuff started coming through. Now, there's still sites out there that you can generate music. Some of it is almost a little uncomfortably realistic. But obviously, there's something missing about it. It's not authentic. I know some people don't care about authenticity. It's the same people who don't care about separating the art from the artist. They don't care what an artist does or what they're accused of. If they make good music, they don't care. I feel like it's the same sort of people. But here's where my other issue is, right? In terms of AI art, right? I know there's plenty of people who use it to just kind of, get behind the 8 ball of someone's creative success and just steal their style and make their own stuff with it, which I think is actual theft. You are taking something someone made with their hands, tracing over it and being like, this is mine. That is theft. That was your intellectual property you made with your hands, and someone else took it from you and made it their own. That's not okay. And I will make a moral argument for it. Okay? Because, yeah, sure, there's, a few ways that it's been used productively before. But where I also see this being such an issue is I only see 2 main voices talking about AI art these days. It's the predators who are there to make a buck and really push whatever websites or subscriptions they want people to get invested in that offer these incredible visuals, incredible movie making stuff. And then there's the prey. And I've seen people like this arguing with other people on Twitter because they want to be respected, but they can't pick up a pencil and put in how much work it takes to actually make something. And I think those people are just lost. And I feel sorry for people like that. It's the same thing with music. I've had people email me before being like, hey, could you check out these lyrics? I've used AI stuff just to see what lyrics they would generate. I know what it smells like, right? There's nuances that are not going to be followed if you ask it to generate lyrics about a certain concept. It's not going to understand that. So I've looked at it and gone, is this AI generated? Yeah. Well, that's the same reason why I don't like people like Drake. Sure, there's lots of artists out there that use reference tracks, use other people's flows, have a room full of people writing their lyrics for them. But that, in my mind, is not authentic art. So I don't respect people like that. And I know everyone's argument is, oh, well, this artist and this artist, they had writers. I don't like them either then. I don't like people like that. It's the same thing when I was doing that video on As I Lay Dying, and people were arguing, well, it doesn't matter what Tim did or what he's been accused of. He makes good music. It's good. You gotta stop trying to, say that they're not a good artist if they do this. Well, that's a really horrible perspective, I think. I do care about authenticity. I do care about reality. I just see that the fine line that a lot of people who, in some cases, have nervously done, which I understand with every new technological thing, and how a lot of the proclaimers on the hilltops will act like, hey, by tomorrow AI is going to control Hollywood, so you better get on the bandwagon or die. Well, that's not how any of that works, and it never will. I mean, everyone thought that the Connect was going to basically take over music. You'd be able to act like you're playing a cello. I remember seeing the videos of that. We can't do anything like that. That's not how that works. It's a lot of people trying to run before they can walk. And there are some repercussions, don't get me wrong. There's some artists who have lost their jobs because someone thought, oh, AI could do this easier. I do want to ask them how good of a job the AI did, though. I mean, we've seen pictures and videos of the atrocities of posters and signs and stuff that AI made that the companies were too lazy to even double check. Regardless, though, I see it as a tool. I don't know much more than that. I see in moderation, it's okay. But based on how a lot of people have looked at it as an all or none thing, if you support it at all, well, then you're a bad person. Well, I think maybe, if possible, I might be able to extend an olive branch and just say, moderation. It's like anything else, you know? Really. I don't think it's the worst thing on the planet. I think it can be very helpful at some times. But other than that, you know, then we don't have to talk about it or use it anymore. But that's just my thoughts. I just, felt like talking about all this because I realized that I've heard some music that was AI generated. And this hasn't been the first time, for sure. There's whole metal projects that are all AI generated. Some of it actually sounds really, really good. But I don't support it in the end because it's all fake. It's not real. It's not an authentic artist deciding I'm going to put in the time and effort to make something that I speak from the heart or play from the fingers or hit with the sticks. But that's my thoughts. Just kind of rambling about this. Still not feeling up to par 100%, so I'm not going to go back to reacting just yet. I also have a lot of busy stuff coming up this weekend, so, busy family stuff, so I'm not going to be on here till later, but I appreciate you guys sticking with me regardless, and I hope that I've kind of, made things a little clearer on my stance on AI. And that's all I got to say about that.